is Stephanie Newman and I'm a certified accessibility specialist. Today I'll teach you how to test the color contrast of focus indicators. You will learn what focus indicators are, why their color contrast is important, and which WCAG success criteria you need to conform to. By the end of this video, you'll be able to easily test focus indicators color contrast. And the prerequisites for this video is I assume you have a basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, color theory, and the WCAG. Now, what is a focus indicator? According to the WCAG, the pixels that are changed to visually indicate when a user interface component is in a focused state. So I can show you real quick with my on-screen keyboard. So this is WebAIM, a very famous, successful website and also very accessible. So if I want to browse it with my mouse, all I need to do is just move the mouse, click, point, and click. If I want to click services, I need to click services with my mouse. But if I'm using a keyboard, when I press tab, I need to know where I am. You see this rectangle that is, it looks like it has a blue outline around the logo link. That's what a focus indicator are. Now, focus indicators don't have to be shapes, rectangles or squares. They could be dots. They could even be a change in luminosity, but those are more advanced topics we're not going to talk about. But basically, I really like the WCAG's explanation of focus indicator. It's pixels that are changed to visually indicate when a user interface component is in a focused state. So we're just going to focus on those basic ones. So the first thing we want to figure out is which WCAG success criteria to test against. There are 3 WCAG success criteria for focus contrast, which is 2.47 focus visible, 1.4.11 non-text contrast, AA, and 2.413 focus appearance, AAA. Now, a lot of clients and webmasters ignore AAA, so we're just going to focus on focus visible, which is 2.4.7, and non-text contrast. So I'm going to advise you to review these success criteria before you continue with the video, but it's not necessary. But this is the success criteria this is the most difficult success criteria I've ever seen. There's so many examples, and so much information. This success criteria should have been cut down in multiple parts, but it's not. This literally took me days to write down in flashcards. Okay, so let's get started. Now let's get our tools ready. What we want to have is, of course, a tool to help us calculate the color contrast ratio. So I'm gonna go to the WebAIM's website and download their bookmarklet. Okay, this is the bookmarklet I'm gonna use. Basically, you just drag it to your bookmarks bar and then you click on it, it just shows up. So that's what we're going to be doing. So make sure to install that, or you can just use any browser plugin you like, and I'll be testing in Chrome. Okay, so we want to test the focus indicator of this website called ada.gov. I'm going to start pressing the tab key and I'm going to go through it's an interactive elements, and you notice how there is this blue outline when the interactive element is selected. Now, this is really good. We're going to zoom in and we're going to inspect the element. So what I want to do is, so basically you have 2 choices to test the color contrast. You can either inspect element and take its color value, or you can use a color picker and get the color value this way. Now, the WCAG recommends that you actually inspect the color value. So what I usually do is right click, inspect. Okay, we have opened the developer tools, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to press the select element tool and I'm going to focus the link. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down in the developer tools and I'm going to click toggle element state, and I'm going to find where it says focus. And this way, the link is going to stay focused so we can test it. Okay, so I'm going to close the hover panel, the states panel, and I'm going to try to search for the color. And I see that I found the color, so they're using an outline property, which is excellent. It's 2 pixels big, another really good accessibility thing, and I see that the color is 2491 FF light blue. Okay, so now I want to test this color with the adjacent color around it. Now, adjacent colors is kind of complicated aspect, but think of it as the color right next to the other color you want to test. Okay, so this is going to be this dark blue color here. It's not going to be the color of the website, but the dark blue, because the outline is directly on top of the blue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open my contrast checker, which is the bookmarklet we installed earlier. All right, now that we have the bookmarklet open, what we want to do is I'm going to copy this color here, and this is going to be our foreground, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to have the background, and the background I'm going to get it from Developer Tools. Okay, sometimes if the color doesn't show in Developer Tools, in this case it does show, what you can do is you can get the color picker and pick it yourself. So let's try the color picker this time. So I'm going to press color picker, and I'm going to just get a sample of this color, which is dark blue. And there we go. We have the color contrast 4.24 against 1. It needs to be a minimum of 3:1 to pass. And as you see, our color contrast checker says non-text elements pass, large text pass, normal text fail. So because for normal text, you want your color contrast to be 4.5 to 1. So this barely fails it, but fails it for normal text. However, this is non-text element, in which case it passes. So let's test another website. Okay, this is oklahoma.gov's website, and it's interesting here because the background is actually an image. So we want to test the outline. So I'm going to do the same thing I did. I'm going to find the element, then I'm going to press hover, and then I'm going to press focus. And so it shows up that outline. Okay. Now I'm going to close the panel, and I'm going to take the color, copy and paste it as foreground, and I'm going to get the blue color. Now, since this is a background image, the color is not going to show, right? Because the background image is an image, so the color is baked into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the color picker. I'm going to get the color. Now, when you're testing a background image, since the background image has a lot of things going on, it's not just one color. You know, you notice how there's those lines, and these lines are darker than the lighter lines. So when that happens, when you have more than one color, you need to test the lightest possible color and use that as a measure of if it is accessible or not. And then you also have to test the other colors to see if they have 3:1 contrast ratio. Now you must be thinking that's a lot of work. Yes, I don't like it when background colors are used instead of a flat color, you know, an electronic CSS color, but I think this is a really old practice to just add background colors to all of your websites so it looks nicer, but it's just old practice. Okay, so we have our light blue, which is 1CA6DF, and then I'm going to get the background. So I got this blue background, and it fails. So yeah, it's supposed to be 3:1, but it is 2.4 to 1, and it passes normal text, large text, and non-text elements. So this one fails. Another thing I want to mention is this is an outline. So whenever there is an outline, only the outside of the element must match the outside. So right here, since it's an outline, we're testing only the light blue outline to the background image, but we're not testing it against the white component. But as I will show you, if the focus indicator is actually a border, then you need to test the border against the inside of the component, but as a best practice. And it's very interesting because since this website has all kinds of different background colors, the focus element looks different in a lot of them. So you see how it has like the blue, and in some places it shows up really nicely. So that's why it's important, if you see changes in the background color, you need to test all of it. So right now we have the blue against the gray background, and the color contrast is excellent. But since we have the blue background, the blue outline doesn't show very well. And you can remedy that. Either if you're building a website, you can just use an Oreo focus indicator, which is basically two colors, so they always have a contrast. It's really easy technique that you can use. So right now I have something that a lot of webmasters have, because designers don't really like outlines, so they usually ask the web developers to remove them. So outline 0 kills the outline, and it fails focus visible 4.5.7, I think is the number. Now people were like, oh no, it actually doesn't fail it because you still have the border. But if you look at your website in Windows high contrast mode, there's not going to be any outline. So in this regard, it fails it, right? If you want to remove your outline, just add it as 1 pixel solid transparent. But I really, really, really do not advise this. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and share it to your friends, and I'll talk to you next time.